Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Masculinity will always be needed. You know what? Sometimes I hear about, there's a lot of talk about masculinity, books out there, content creators, commenters, everybody talking about masculinity. And of course, you got some people out there talking about, oh, we don't need that. Like, you got some stupid women. And yes, I'm going to use the term stupid women. Oh, we don't need men and all of that. Okay, they might not need a man personally. Hell, they might not want a man personally. But if you look at overall society, if you look at nature, oh, we need men, we need masculine men. Because I'm going to tell you what, when we talk about nature, what do masculine men do? They bring order. Because every man, a true man, has a boundary, usually extending about 3 feet out from him. And then, as he amasses territory, wherever his environment, that's just a masculine thing. Indeed, this world has been run by groups of men who combine their boundaries in order to expand it over other groups of people. Good or bad, depending on what side you on. But what do men do? Keep order. See, masculinity will always be needed for that one thing. Even women talking about like, oh, we don't need men. Okay, well, when 3 o'clock in the morning, when somebody's breaking into your home, your independent home, who you gonna call? You're gonna call the police. And yes, you got some women police officers, but it's more likely to be a man. When there are wars fought, who are fighting them? Men. When the roads are being built, who's primarily on those roads? Who's building those roads? Who's building those buildings? Who's building the environment that a lot of these women and even some men who don't see the bigger picture are operating in? Men. You need that because that's just our nature, to keep order, to build things, to create. If you look at the systems we follow, now some people will say, oh, they're patriarchal or something, but the economic systems, women benefiting from it. The spiritual systems, the overwhelming majority were created by men. Like good or bad, but if you following certain religions, you following something that's maintained by men, philosophies, men. And yeah, women got some stuff out there, definitely. But they still in an environment created by men. Because it's our nature to create order. It's our nature to do something. It's our nature to protect. It's our nature to provide. It's our nature to see ahead. It's our nature to restore. It's the house of the man in its full glory. Now, women have their part. Let's just be real. Women have their part. Now, see, here's the real accurate thing to say. Both need each other. Both need each other. Because even in nature, you have a masculine energy, you have a feminine energy. Nature itself, yin and yang. The tower symbol of yin and yang. They go in circles because they support each other. Anybody saying, oh, well, we don't need a man, man, bullshit, okay? Bullshit, all right? Even if you're a lesbian, if a woman's a lesbian, and she don't want a man sexually, she don't have to have one. But when she go out the door, she's in an environment created by men. Now, like I said, women do their part. So the man, he'll get the house, a woman to make it at home. Still important. A man to get the food, go hunt the food, and the women will make it into a meal. And yes, see, the thing is, neither side can really put down either side. And that's a whole other conversation. Let's talk about the masculine part. Because a lot of guys are confused about it now, or they've listened to some women or even other males who feel like we don't need it. No, you definitely need it. Now, you get some people talk about toxic masculinity. Of course, yeah, well, that's there. That's there. But you know who checks toxic masculinity? Masculine men. If you want that dealt with, who do women call? They call a real man. A lot of women say they want a real man, but see, a real man creates order. And see, part of a man, he might say, nah, you can't do that. But see, that's part of our masculinity because we're looking ahead. We're being the eagle. We see the problems ahead. So when we might, when we in a home, we have children, we might tell our baby girls, hey, you know what, don't be wearing those clothing. And she might be like, well, I can do what I want. And, might even have the mother say, well, I can do what I want. But then when that child, she gets like, dogged out by a guy, or worse, the worst thing, raped by a guy, the father already knew. The father already knew. And yeah, everybody can keep back and say, well, they shouldn't be raped, they shouldn't be bothered. But the father, we tried to tell the child, it's like, no, you wearing that out, this is what you're going to attract. This is what you're going to attract. We already see the problem. Now, the woman might want to be free, and that's in woman's nature. She want to be free and attract, but then she got to have some sense. We see the issues, and that's the thing. That's the thing you got to worry about. So you got to look at it always, because see, a masculine man, a truly masculine man, he's going to protect those in his boundary. Truly masculine man, he's going to look out. He already see the issues. Truly masculine man, you don't have to tell him, oh, you need to get a job. Like, let me talk about that for a second. You get these women complaining about some guys don't want to work or do all that stuff. That's because the women themselves ain't truly getting a masculine man. A truly masculine man going to find something. He going to go out because he wants to have a job, 2 or 3 jobs. He wants to do something. He wants to hunt. He wants to do something. He's going to provide naturally. You don't have to ask him. You do not have to ask him. If you have to ask him, he ain't there. He gonna figure out a way to get money. If he's truly masculine, So a woman don't have to ask. But if a woman dealing with one problem is you have some women who will deal with with a male, with a concubine, because he letting them do whatever. He letting them be out of control. But invariably, you have a situation where that woman not having that masculine presence bites her. Then she wants that man to stand up. It kills me, women. It kills me when women, and I'm gonna say this, I don't give a shit who get mad because of it, but it kills me when women say, well, we want to do this, we want to do that, we don't need a man, all of that. Then when some shit happen, they looking for where the men at. Well, some bullshit, all right? Now, yes, a woman got her job, a man got his job, Let me end with this story. I told this before, when I was doing some vending, it was at Banneker Field across from Howard University in DC. I'll never forget, we had an older couple. They were vending together. Now you had the woman, she had her jewelry, the man had some sunglasses and stuff. But I peeped how things were, because there was a point, there was some young men being disrespectful, cursing around her. She didn't say a word. The man just said, hold up, you can't be cursing around my wife like that. And they apologized not only to the man, but to the woman. But I noticed how they interacted. She had her little thing she was doing, he had his thing. But they were together. He was being a man, he was being protective of her the whole time, to the point he ready to go in on some younger men who were they were talking. They weren't even against her, and they realized it too. They were like, oh no, hold up. We can't be cursing around this woman, because the man checked them. And that's part of masculinity. And the woman's still doing her stuff. Like, real masculinity is not going to oppress the woman. The real masculine man is he's going to create an environment so a woman can flourish. But she's still going to stay in her femininity. Just like that couple, she stayed in her femininity and stuff. He stayed in his masculinity. They worked together. Boom. And that's it right there. So anyway, masculinity will always be needed. Anybody trying to act like it's not or anything, I don't even listen to them. I'm just like, whatever, I'm going to still do my thing. And other men need to have that attitude, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for right now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.